Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Monday, April 28th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduced to number 5 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. The spirit guidance for today is Otter. Otter hasn't been out in a while. Hello, Otter. So the Otter as the spirit guidance, which is interesting. Before yesterday's message, all the spirit animals came out in the reversal position. And now after yesterday's message, and today it's in the up. But either way, whether they're up or down, it's not good or bad. It's just what is needed at the moment. With the Otter energy, it brings me to the water element. It brings me to our emotions. It brings me to community. It brings me to connections. So there's big emphasis today on community, on connections. With the Otter energy coming out in the upright position, it brings me to being a good receiver. And in yesterday's message, if you didn't see yesterday's message, check out yesterday's message. Because I talked about how I struggled with receiving, even after buying a book, talking about the power of receiving. Even after buying a book about receiving, reading it, I thought I got better with it. And the book did help me with some things, but with everything, like an onion, there's layers to it. Like in one moment, you'll get beneath a certain layer and you're good for a little bit until you're triggered again and you go a little bit deeper. But, something clicked for me today that I'm recording this about self-worth and my ability to receive and just the mindset that was blocking that. And with the Otter energy coming out in the upright position, it brings me to, working on being a better receiver, working on self-worth if that's needed to allow, to be good with allowing others to help. It's like when it comes to today's energy brings me to allow others to help you, allow others to give to you. Know that you're worthy of support. You're worthy of love. And, you don't have to earn love. You don't have to earn. To me, to earn means today I had to sit and look up the definition, and you'll know why if you watch yesterday's message. And to earn means, to do work for money. So, if it's money that I'm earning, okay, I need to work for it. If it's your love or your appreciation that I'm earning, I have to do all these things for it. And it's like, why isn't just me being me enough to get respect, to get, to get the respect, to get the love and whatnot? I understand in some situations, yeah, some stranger comes into your life and, they have access to all these things that they didn't show that they deserve. But I guess if you're giving what you can afford to give, then that wouldn't be an issue. If someone came in and you gave them they didn't have to earn your love or earn whatever. And I guess it wouldn't be a problem if the love that you were giving or whatever it is that you were giving that they didn't earn was something you had an abundance of. Where if you don't have sufficient enough of this energy, then yeah, you have to be cautious about how it comes and go. But if you're abundant in it, then you're not worrying about who's earning it from who's not earning it, if that makes sense. I think of say, imagine the person who's abundant financially, and they might come across people and they just give. and they're just giving because they have so much. So they're not like, did this person earn this money that I just gave them? You know, what did they do to earn it? What did they do to deserve it? Because they're abundant in it. So I think of the person that's abundant in love and joy, and they show love and appreciation to anyone that crosses their path because they have an abundance of it. And because they have an abundance of it, they're not looking for someone to put some love back into their cup, because their energy is being met, or the flow of love is coming in a way that doesn't depend on others. So when it comes to today's energy, that feels like a thing. I think of, the person that feels like, did they deserve it? Did they earn it? And it's like they needed to deserve it or earn it because the giver didn't have enough to give. Does that make sense? I feel like in this moment that this thought process is coming to me. Yeah, someone needs to earn something that you have because you don't have enough. Or it's either you don't have enough or there's some scarcity mindset around it. Where I think of the person who had no limiting beliefs around love, didn't feel limited where love is concerned, where they love nature, they love the trees, they love animals, they just love people. So someone comes into their life and they show up and they show out and they love on this person, and they're not loving on the person for the person. They're loving on the person because it makes them feel good to love on the person. So in the process of loving on the person, their cup is getting overflowed because it puts them in a frequency. So, if the person decides to leave shortly after and don't stick around and pour back in, that person is like next, because they weren't doing it for a response from the person. They were doing it because it makes them feel good, because just doing it and being who they are puts them in alignment and attracts so much more of that. So when it comes to today's energy, it brings me to the thought of like being in deficit about something, or feeling like, it's like they need to earn this or they need to earn that. And it comes back to, it's because you don't have enough to give, or there's a limiting mindset or frequency around this thing. And if we don't have enough to give, then we need to be more conscious about how we go about giving this thing we don't have enough of. But when we don't have enough of a thing to give in this abundant universe, it comes down to, how am I blocking this thing from flowing? Like I say, you don't need to find yourself, you need to accept yourself. And that's something that had to click for me, because for the longest, I used to feel like I need to find myself. I need to find myself. I need to find myself. Who am I? And it's like, it clicked to me. You don't need to find yourself. You need to accept yourself. What are the ways that you're rejecting you? What are the ways that you're not accepting you? How are you rejecting and not accepting you? So from accepting me, I found me, because I wasn't lost. I was only lost to me because the blocks that was keeping me away from me, because it wasn't okay at one point for me to be me. So today's energy brings me to something about abundant. It's like when we're abundant in the thing, we're not gatekeeping. We're not, watching every little bit of it that comes out and looking at what the other person is doing in return. We're not keeping score when we're abundant in a thing. When we're abundant in a thing, we're not keeping score. No, because in the process of expressing ourselves or giving this thing, we feel good because we're already in abundance in it. It's like in, say, yesterday's message, I gave an example of my own bank that I, saw in my visualization dealing with the energy of money. And when it came to, say, having my own, and with it being so abundant, I was okay with it coming and going because I'm in alignment with it. It is me and I am it. But when there's not enough, because there's a block based on a story that we're telling ourselves or some value that we have around it, and the value might be innocent, some learned behavior that we gain from our families, that we gain from others, and it doesn't work for us. And we'll know if it doesn't work for us by looking around at the ways how we're not abundant. Wherever there is a lack in our lives, it's a reflection of some kind of belief. It's a reflection of some kind of a belief that's blocking the truth of who we are. So with the Otter energy coming out today in the upright position, it brings me to community. It brings me to community and being open to allowing others to help you, and also to being abundant when it comes to knowing that we're abundant in every way. Energy is abundant. Air is abundant. We are abundant. When it comes to the tarot, we have the 8 of Wands energy in the reversal position. So the 8 of Wands in the reversal position to me brings me to something coming to a halt, something coming to a stop, something not going to the next level, maybe because it's ran its course. So when it comes to today, something could, I think of like, say, someone starting up something and they were waiting for the funding, even though the Wands energy doesn't have to do with finances, but maybe not the funding. I think of someone's opening up a business and they're waiting to, the city has to come in to pass some inspection based on the work that they've done. And with the 8 of Wands in the reversal position, maybe the inspection failed. Things aren't able to move forward because you have to take a step back and assess what's happening and make some improvements. With the Otter energy, it brings me to how much support is around this person and how all they have to do is say that I need help, and others would gladly help, but others can't help if they don't know a person needs help. And not being that person that's hinting to others to help. Be bold and come out and say, hey, are you able to help me with this or the next? But with the Otter energy, it just brings me to the abundance of community. That's something that's coming out today, something around the abundance of community. And Libra helped me to understand the abundance of community, because when I was studying the zodiac energies in the beginning, and when I got to Libra and I was tapping into their energy, the image that came into my mind was each zodiac sign being an island by itself out in the middle of the ocean. And I thought to myself, Libra would be the island that had access, that had a bridge to most of the other islands because of Libra's diplomatic ways. And because of Libra's diplomatic ways, that would cause Libra to be very abundant because the Creator blesses us through others. And Libra has a lot of, has the ability to network, so their network can influence their net worth. And I thought of myself as a Scorpio, and I thought I need to tap into that Libra energy because I knew that the Scorpio island will probably be the only island that does not have a bridge to it from any other zodiac sign's island, and probably only one bridge to the mainland. So with the Scorpio would be out in the middle of the ocean and have one bridge to the mainland, and that's it. Where the Libra would be out in the middle of the ocean and they got a bridge from them to Taurus. They got a bridge from them to Gemini. They got a bridge from them to Capricorn. Like, they're well connected. They're well connected. And, of course, a person could be well connected and have a strong network, but, if self-worth issues are a problem, then they don't get to reap the benefits of that strong network. But when it comes to today's energy, it just brings me to the Creator blesses us through others. So the Creator blessing us through others, we have to know that there is an abundance of everything available to us, and it's a matter of knowing that it's available. It brings me to the thought that I love, is that the Creator is unbiased. Life will give you whatever you know you can have. You have to first know you can have it. And today's energy brings me to working on that no. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed the pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. Today is a Monday, of course, Monday, moon day. Mondays to me are like full moon days. It's a day where things are exposed, and sometimes not necessarily exposed in your face, but the emotion is what exposes the thing. Where on Mondays, we can be a little bit more emotional or sensitive than normal. Hence why Mondays in the AM are known for the most heart attacks, people passing by heart attack. Because Monday AM, a person wakes up and they can't lie about how they truly feel about the relationship they're in. They can't lie about how they truly feel about their career or where they're living or what they're pursuing. They can't lie. On a Monday, it's like moon day, ruled by the moon, like a full moon. On a regular night, it's dark out. It's hard to see everything, but on the night of a full moon, it's so lit up to where everything that was hidden on the regular nights are now exposed. So Monday is that energy where Mondays to me, our emotions can tend to get a little bit higher, but with the moon in Taurus, that might not be the case because the moon in Taurus process things a little bit different with it being a earth energy. Instead, moon deals with inner world and how we like to be nurtured. So instead we might be distracted with retail therapy type things, especially with the day being the 28th and the number 8 matching that Taurus energy. And then the energies in the day adding up or reducing to number 5 vibration. It's like all of a sudden, it's like suddenly, you made the purchase and it felt like it was justified, but was it? That's something to look into. But when it comes to Mondays, Monday for me is my ritual day where I go around and I water all my plants and then I water me. I nurture me, whether it's through journaling, it's through affirmation. But on Monday, I tend to move a little bit slower than normal, or I like to be more intentional because I know everyone isn't in the position to move a little bit slower than normal. But on a Monday, maybe it will be nice to create a ritual of, you bathe yourself differently on Mondays. Your commute to work is different on Mondays. The way you eat lunch is different on Mondays. It's like Mondays for me is like a sensual day, a day that everything feels meditative as I am present through the process of everything that I'm doing. Because I find that whenever I'm present, I feel more energized. It's almost like my inner child is seen in me being present, and I find myself having more energy. And I feel when it comes to today's energy, today, you definitely want to challenge yourself to be present. Because like I said, with the day adding up and reducing to number 5 vibration, I think of so the example that comes to mind, I don't like it because I don't like the idea of people hunting animals. But I think of like a person is out in the wilderness and they're hunting and they thought they saw something and they pulled a trigger and the thing got away. And instead of, positioning themselves and look for another opportunity, they just spaz out and start shooting wildly, just shooting everywhere, hoping they catch something. And then now they scared everything off and they done wasted a whole bunch of ammo. And today's energy will bring me to that where something may not have go the way how one expected. And instead they spiral out of control in some way, whether it's through foods or whatever, however a person might spiral. And today is the energy where you want to challenge yourself to be present, challenge yourself to be still, where, the thing may happen and it may not have played out the way you expected. And instead, wilding out because of it, take a step back and see how you can, prepare for the next opportunity by learning from the current situation. Pleasure sharing this message with you. Let me know you're here with me by dropping me a blue heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.